Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I hope that everyone is feeling fine. I miss you all. Bayan, Aline, Faylin, Lulwa, Maria, Mashal, Muna, Rudaina, Sabah, Sama, and Tulin. I hope that everyone is feeling fine. Wish to see you soon. Thank you for the ones who shared their homework on WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Today we have Unit 9 review in science. Before we do the review in the book, we will go over the lessons that we studied in this unit. Let's go to lesson 1 about what can we observe about objects. In this lesson, we spoke about a new vocabulary term, which is matter. And we said, what is matter? I think now everyone knows that matter is anything that takes up space. This is the most important thing to know on this page. What the term matter means. Matter is anything that takes up space. Even the air you breathe is matter. Then we spoke about the vocabulary term property. And we studied in the first term about what property is or what a property is. And we said that a property is a property of matter is one part of what something is like. We said some properties are. We said that some properties are size, shape, color, and texture. We have to memorize what properties are or examples of properties, because we will go back to this part of the lesson later, lesson 4. And we studied about texture. What is texture? Texture is what an object feels like. We have to memorize this definition. Then we spoke about some of the properties that we learned, like size. We said, what are some words that tell about size, like big and small? I can ask you a true or false question, for example. Small is a word that tells about shape, yes or no? Of course, no. It's a word that tells about size. I can ask you a true or false question. Star is a word that tells about color. Of course, no. It's a word that tells about shape, of course. What are some words that tell about shape? Star and heart. I want you all to read these sentences. Then we spoke about other properties like color and texture. We said that red and blue are words that tell about color, and soft and hard are words that tell about texture. The bug is hard. The teddy bears are soft. Then we spoke about weight. What does weight mean, or what is weight? Weight is the measure of how heavy an object feels. I might ask you to fill in the blank. Choose the correct term to complete each sentence. What or blank is the measure of how heavy an object feels? I can ask you if it's weight or texture or property. For example, what would you choose? Of course, you will choose weight. And words that tell about weight are heavy and light. Then we spoke about temperature. And we studied in the first term about temperature. It's very easy. Temperature is the measure of how warm something is. What are some words that tell about temperature? Of course, hot and cold. Then we spoke about what objects sink and what objects float. For example, the clay ball would sink and the boat will float. Then we took the following lesson, lesson 2. Lesson 2 was about what are solids, liquids, and gases. And we studied about 5 vocabulary terms in this lesson that are solids, liquids, gases, and mass and matter. And again, the term matter is a very important term to remember. What does matter or what is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space. Even the air you breathe is matter, and it has mass. It has mass. What is mass? Mass is the amount of matter something has. And we said all the objects or everything or all the objects around you are the same. The balloons and the towels and the water are the same. Why are they the same? Because they are all matter. But they're also different. Why are they different? Why? Look at the clue words. They are the same because they are all matter, and they are different. They are the same, but they are different because they are different kinds of matter. Balloons are gases, towels are solids, and the water is a liquid. Then we spoke about what solids are, what liquids are, and what gases are. We said a very important word to remember about solids or what a solid is. It's a kind of matter that keeps its shape. It keeps its shape. It does not change its shape. Wherever I put it, it will keep its shape. The flip-flops, the towels, if I put them in my cupboard, if I put them in a box, they will not change their shape. They will keep their shape. But a liquid is matter that flows like the juice. The juice pours from the pitcher to the glass. And it takes the shape of its container. It does not have its own shape, or it does not keep its shape. It does not even have a shape. Then we spoke about gases. What are gases, or what is a gas? A very important word to remember in this definition is that a gas is the only kind of matter that fills all of the space, fills all of the space in its container. The air in the room fills all of the space in that room. And the gas in the balloons spreads to fill all the space in the balloon. Not like water. Water does not, or a liquid does not fill all of the space in its container. But a gas, of course, spreads to fill all the space in its container. Then our last lesson in science, or our last lesson in Unit 9, was about how can matter change. And we studied about 2 vocabulary terms in this lesson that are dissolve and mixture. And we said that matter can change, and we spoke about ways to change matter. We said when we change matter, we just change its properties. By folding the bread or by folding a sheet of paper, I just change its properties. I just change its size or shape, but it will not become another thing. Also, by tearing a fruit, I just change its size or shape that are properties of this fruit. So when I tear a fruit, I just change its properties. I will change its size or shape, but it will not become another thing. Also by breaking matter. And we spoke about painting, we spoke about breaking, and we spoke about many examples. Then we spoke about the vocabulary term mixture. What is mixture? We said mixture is a mix of different kinds of matter. It's a mix, but the parts of the mixture do not become new things. This is very important. I may ask you a true or false question. Yes or no? The parts of a mixture become new things. Yes or no? Of course, no. False. They do not become new things. For example, the fruits in the salad mix but do not become other things. When I mix them, I can sort them. I can see the grapes, I can see the strawberry, I can see the oranges, and I can sort them. I can smell the orange. It will not become another thing. It will keep its color. I will just change its properties. Then I will make a mixture. When I cut it into small pieces, I will just change its size and shape, but it will not become a new thing. And when I mix it, I will have a mixture that is the salad, but it will not, but the fruits in the salad will not become other things. That's why it is a mixture. Then we spoke about the vocabulary term dissolve, and we spoke about different examples. We said to dissolve is to completely mix a solid with a liquid. For example, when I mix sugar or drink mix with water, it will completely mix with water. The sugar is solid. The sugar is solid, and the water is liquid or is a liquid. When I mix the sugar or the drink mix with water, it will completely mix with water. So we said the sugar or the drink mix will dissolve or dissolves in water. Then we spoke about the term separates, and we took an example about what separates in water. We said the vegetable or olive oil, if does not dissolve completely or does not mix completely with water, it just separates. See the oil? It separates when it's mixed with water. This is what I want you to know in Unit 9. Let's take our review, or let's go to Unit 9 review. Let's read. Try to read the sentences because you have to read on your own. You will go to grade 2, inshallah, next year. Use the terms in the box to complete the sentences. Let's listen to the audio. Let's listen to the audio.
Unit 9 review. Vocabulary review. Use the terms in the box to complete the sentences. Dissolve. Property. Solid. 1. One part of what something is like is a blank. 2. Mixing salt with water causes the salt to blank. 3. A kind of matter that keeps its shape is a blank.
Okay, let's do it all together. One part of what something is like is a dissolve or property or solid. Can I say dissolve? We know the term dissolve, and we spoke about some examples about what dissolves in water, like sugar and salt. We said sugar, salt dissolve in water. We said cocoa powder dissolves when mixed with milk. So I cannot say one part of what something is like is a dissolve. Dissolve is a verb, it's not a noun. We have the word here, an article. One part of what something is like is a property. Of course, yes. So let's write property here. Just write property here and cross it out. Then number 2, mixing salt with water causes the salt to what? What happens if I mix salt with water? Of course, it will dissolve. Remember the word mixing? Mixing a solid. Which solid? The salt with a liquid. Which liquid? Water. Causes the salt to what? To dissolve or to solid? Of course, to dissolve. So just cross out dissolve and write it in the blank. My handwriting is not very clear, but I'm sure that your handwriting is better than mine. And number 3, a kind of matter that keeps its shape. Remember, which kind of matter keeps its shape? It will not change. Which kind of matter will not take the shape of its container? It has its own shape. It keeps its shape is a solid. Of course, it's a solid. Just write the word solid here and cross it out. Now you're done. Let's move move to the following exercise or the following activity. Fill in the letter of the choice that best answers the question. Number 4, how is all matter the same? We studied about the clue word the same. We said all matter the same because all matter is solid. Of course, no, it's a wrong answer. I cannot choose it. All matter takes up space. Do you think all matter takes up space? Yes. What is matter? What is matter? Matter is anything that takes up space, so of course it is B. B, circle B, or fill in the letter. Number 5, you put soft toys in one pile, you put hard toys in another pile. How did you sort? The question says hard toys, soft toys. The words soft and hard tell about color, size, or texture. Of course, they don't tell about color or size. They tell about texture. So you sort by texture, or you sorted by texture. Let's move to the following page. Which cup has the hottest water? The hottest water. We said the word hot or hottest and the word cool are words that tell about temperature. And which tool we use to measure temperature? Of course, a thermometer. A thermometer is a tool that we use to measure temperature. It's very clear that cup 2 has the hottest water. So we will circle B. And cup 1 has the coolest water. Number 7, which kind of matter fills all the space of its container? Fills. I told you to remember this word. Fills all the space of its container. A, gas. B, liquid. C, solid. Let's revise this first. We said a solid keeps its shape. It does not spread, of course, not like the air, and it does not flow like a liquid. What about a liquid? We said a liquid is a kind of matter that flows and pours. We did not say that it fills all of the space of its container. But what about a gas? We said the gas in a balloon the gas in the balloon fills all of the space of the balloon, and the air that you breathe fills all the space of the room where you are. So let's circle A, or let's fill in the letter A, because we said a gas is the kind of matter that fills all the space of its container. 8. You see several objects at a party. Which object is a liquid? Circle the word liquid. And remember, to find clue words that help you find the answer. A, apple juice. B, a cake. C, the air in a balloon. Of course, the apple juice or apple juice is a liquid. Cake is a solid, and the air in a balloon, of course, is a gas. Let's move to the following page. Number 9. Which does sugar dissolve more easily in? We did not speak about this part, but let's answer this question. Let's read the answers, and I think you will know. Which does sugar dissolve more easily in? In cold water, in cool water, or in warm water? If you did that experiment that I told you about with your mommy, did you try to mix sugar or salt with water? Try this time to mix sugar with warm water or with tea. Tea is very warm, is very hot. Try to mix sugar in hot tea. Of course, it will dissolve more easily in warm water or in the hot tea. Number 10. How do you know that the material being poured is a liquid and not a solid? Look, poured, poured. Poured is a clue word that helps you find the answer. Poured. Which kind of material pours? Of course, a liquid. But how did you know that it's a liquid but not a solid? Look at the picture. What's this? Do you remember the measuring cups that we used in our classroom before the vacation? How did you know that this is a liquid? It has mass? No, all matter has mass. It has its own shape. Do you think it has its own shape? I don't think it has its own shape. A liquid does not have its own shape. It flows and takes up, and takes the shape of its container. Yes, of course. The liquid in this container takes the shape of this container, but now it flows and takes up the shape of this container. This is how I know that it is a liquid, not a solid, because a solid does not take the shape of its container, it keeps its shape. But this is a liquid. A liquid flows and takes up the shape of its container. So let's fill in the letter C. And let's read number 11 now. How is the person changing the blanket? How is the person changing the blanket? The person is melting the blanket. How come? Is the word melting a word that describes what he does? Of course, no. It's not an ice cream, for example. B, the person is folding the blanket. C, the person is cutting the blanket. Of course, the person is folding the blanket, so circle or fill in the letter B. Number 12, which is a mixture? Mixture. Circle the clue words to help you find the answer. Grapes, pencils, or salad. Of course, salad, the example that we spoke about. Let's move to the following page.